Hey there, folks. If somebody comes up to you and says, what tune would you like to play? I'm going to suggest you say, how about that old Meg Gray? And it's a good minor start and good for a spooky night like Halloween, which it is right now. And 3 parts, it's got everything. So let's give it a go. Meg Gray from George Lee Hawkins, Kentucky.
Yep.
Here we go. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erynn. Very nice on the guitar backup. And 3 parts, you got to remember which parts you're on. The form is A, B, A, C. So that can throw you off, throw you for a loop, but that's part of the fun of playing tunes.
Just always go to an A part.
Well, maybe. So it's going to be good. And a lot of people end on that A part, which we did there. So let's just learn this. It's not that hard of a tune. I mean, I was doing a little bit different things here and there, but mainly the chords. I like to talk about the chords, of course, always. So first of all, E minor. One way to play an E minor, you could just get in the middle strings, 2 and 2. But one of my favorite E minors is to go down and put that B note, which is on the 2nd fret, 2nd string, in the bass. And a really great thing is a mandolin tip for all your mandolin players out there, an octave. If you go from the 1st to the 3rd string, you're just a whole step apart from E to D, 2 frets away from the same note. Same thing for your 2nd string A and your 4th string G. So that B note is on the 2nd fret, 2nd string is going to be on the 4th fret, an octave lower. So I could do this nice E minor there, 4, just to get up close, let you see it. I could just do my E minor here, or I could put this down there with it, or just I like the low strings a lot by themselves. So that's a great E minor. So I'm going to suggest that. And G, you could just pick up on that 3rd string and bar for A, 2 and 2. Just pretty minimal movement, right? That's the first part. So that E minor, 4 and 2, open 3rd string and bar 2, 2. That's fun. Second part, stay in A. Goes to G, you can just do open regular chords you like, Maybe pick some fingers. Then you're going to have a G, E minor. So I might go to that up higher. A little small slant. So remember that octave maneuver? A little small slant on the first 2 strings. Another cool thing, there's your G there. If I want an octave lower, I can go over 2 strings. It's going to be 2 frets different. The 2 frets skidoo. There's your A, so G there, and you got E minor there. So you just start to find all kind of cool places. The last part, you might just play nice. You can just do the regular C in the middle string. And here you have a nice descending thing to E minor, G down to E minor. Anyway, let's look at the melody. I get carried away with the chords. Let's go ahead and get the melody of Meg Gray. So it starts out, and again, it starts out as a lot of fiddlers like to start early, and you can do a little slide. I don't have a slide on the tab, but any notes you have, an open string, and a thicker string below, you can always get a little gravy in there. So the first melody is going to be That's the first phrase. So you can do a little scoot there on the second string, 5th to 7th or 6th. You can slide as far as you like. I like sliding from 5 to 7 often. First phrase, slide. And if you start early, it'd be like 1, 2, 3, slide and wait. So 1, 2, 3. And the next phrase. And since you have that chord, you can even hit that. You don't have to do that, but you could. So that's the first kind of long first phrase there. So let's do that slow a few times. And get it in your head. So 1, 2, 3, scoot and wait. Let's do that a few times. That's the start of the first part, the A part. It's going to be 3 parts, A, B, and we go back to A, and we have that C part, which actually goes to a nice, pretty G. So here, 1, 2, 3, wait. And we're going to go early there too. It gets that nice D, and you could even slide, get a little gravy there if you want to. So let's just do that. That's halfway of the first part. Let's just go that a few times and get used to what it sounds like, and we'll put it on our fingers. I think it'll happen naturally. 1, 2, 3, scoot and wait. Down that 2 and open, wait. And I would maybe slide up to that again. So slide to that 7th fret all the way from 2 here, but I kind of go to 5 for my slide starting point. So let's do that again. Halfway of the first part. 1, 2, 3. Open, wait. Slide. I'll do it again this time on my that D note. I think I'll slide on that low string too and see what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, a little slower. All right, so you got that much. So does it again. Same thing. And again, here's different. And you can just stay on that A, but I think on the fiddle they go. So you might have to jump back up, but I could slide to that 3rd string, 7th fret too. So one more time on that. That's the whole first part. And the second time it's going to lead into the second part with a little major note. It goes to A major, second part A major and G major, which is kind of cool. And a little G, E minor, A at the end. So like I was talking about. Here's the first part, and I'm going to do both first ending and repeat with the second ending. 1, 2, 3, you lead early. Repeat. I messed up, keep going. Whatever happens, keep going. And then you have, so I flubbed it a little bit, but that's keep going. Sometimes the best stuff happens when you hit a little different thing. And I think fiddlers often hit variations every time they go through the part. So that's part of the fun. So the second part comes into this, has this major, that 4th fret. So let's just do that slow a few times. So that 4th fret. It's going to keep going, but that's the first start. And it comes in on the upbeat, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Let me just give you that much. So it's going to be. That's all your A phrase. So it's coming in early. Say I come out of that first part to let you hear what it sounds like coming out of that. And I'll just go ahead and play the whole second part, let you hear it. We'll work on each phrase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and wait. Climbing up to that kind of bluesy phrase. Same thing again. This time a little different. I love this part. That's the whole second part. So let's do each phrase there. I'm going to go the whole A phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4th fret. Major scale, sort of. 3, 5, 3 open. Now you have this second string, fifth fret is 5, 7, it's the E note after the D, but I do it on my little finger with my third on the fifth, little finger, just right down. Has a little G scale. Keeps going though, so 2, 5, 2, 5. Let's do that much. That's the A phrase and the G phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4. Major stuff. Bluesy note. And the little finger down G and the 2, 5, 2, 5. Then it's going to go back to that same thing. Bluesy phrase. The ending phrase of the second part, which is beautiful. You're going to have that fifth fret on the second string, and you pick that with a G. It's a G chord, what I call a short reach. So you have that, and then open, 5, 2, open, the G low. So let's just try that phrase a few times to end it. Notice it's just doing all these G chord notes, but a few things in between. Slide into that unison on the 7th fret, and the open A, and a little burp there. And it does it again, repeat. And the second time, really, the fiddler, I think, just goes up. And the mandolin might just kind of keep it going. You know, a lot of times the fiddle has a nice bow. They can just pull that bow, but we have to kind of keep either a tremolo or just do a little more tick-tocking, you know. So we can maybe do that. And then you're back to the first part. Does that twice. Just experiment a little bit. And a variation is nice there, kind of getting at it. Right. Now here's that third part. I don't know if I hit it good in our little video earlier, our start, but it's going to be out of the G chord, but starting on the D, 5th fret, A string. I'll just get right here and show it to you so you can see it a little better. Then you're back to the first part. So let's do that third part a few times. So it's A, B, A, C, 1, 2, the C part. And you got to pivot there. Slide. If you want an E minor sound, you could catch that there. Okay, so, and then you're back to the first part. So let's just do that third part one more time. I'll sit down. And it's exciting. It's a beautiful tune. So the third part, and I'll just play it all one time through. And really, we kind of got all the parts. So when you end it, you go back to the A parts. You do a lot of the A part. You got A, B, A, right? And then C, and then you're back to A again to end. So that's a lot of A, but that's okay. A lot of E minor, which is great for the backup. You heard how nice it sounded with the guitar. So here's that third part. And you're pivoting on that B note. You got to come off, but you pivot back. Just get a little 3, 7, 5, 3, slide to the 7 on the second. And do that. And back first. So I'll do the whole thing. Meg Gray on the mandolin there, okay? 1, 2, and you start on that 4th beat. 1, 2, 3, go. Experiment a little bit. It's okay. Repeat. Maybe a variation. Second part, major. Scaly, major. Repeat that part a little early if you like. First part again. First part. Repeat that to take us out. And something I do a lot of times when I'm playing a tune like that, I might do a little hammer. Fiddler might not do that. I think they go, but on the mandolin it's kind of nice. Or slide, or hammer. Might get some little flutters in there, but it sounds great without doing any of that. But also you might just do more notes and less long notes. You can do keep the tick-tock going sometime. That kind of stuff. So keep the tick-tock keep going too. So what I'll do to wind up, just remember that there's 3 parts, A, B, A, and C, right? And try those 2-string chords. Sounds great on the low strings. And I think you'll have a lot of fun playing this. It is a good tune to play at Halloween, so don't forget that either when Halloween rolls around. Okay? See you next time around. Enjoy. Meg Gray.